Command not found. Bash start.shell command not found. Alright, so it's not, yeah, it's not like status.shell, it's actually sh status.shell. Whoops. That's not too crazy though. That should be an easy fix. And it's been a while. We don't really have many tools for server stuff for Dashkin and all that. We're just messing around. Alright, so it looks like we've got it so it's totally working now. So we're not naming our threads. That's something that we should do. So let's just do it like that. Alright, so now we want to make sure that this thing gets run on startup for our application. So I'm gonna go figure out exactly how to do that. So I've got like this startup shell that already runs. And right now it's just echoing hello world. So it's just gonna run as our user here for our service stuff. So I'm actually gonna throw our service over into a certain directory. Let's see with my file utils if I've got like an out file folder sort of thing going on here. Yeah, I've got log file. Alright, so basically what I want to do is, inside of this startup script, I want to have our monitor.shell. The monitor.shell should say echo starting site monitor. And what we want to do is like a no-hub java-jar, and then we want the path to this thing which is going to be so I think it's just this command line. We just no hub this thing right here. So cd tools, cd scripts, ls cd startup, shell monitor.shell, opt wt services apps monitor. So now this guy, basically we've got this out.log, which is right here running, and that's going to run on startup and all that stuff, and it's going to restart everything nicely and check if things are running and all that cool stuff. Alright. So we've successfully written our server agent. So we can actually delete some of our stuff that we were just messing with in our home directory. And we'll want to rebuild this thing so we have the correct names for everything. And let's also do a double check on this restart interval. Let's do like a restart interval of, you know, one minute here. So that'll be 1 minute. And do a build. Yeah, cool. So that's totally running there. You can chuck this thing right out there. So after a minute here, we should see this thing restart. So we just have to wait. Is it actually doing it? Why isn't it? Why isn't it doing anything? Maybe it's not doing anything because we didn't set our restart interval up here. That would do it. So let's actually test sudo service mysqld stop and make sure it actually restarts itself. Attempting service is not running. Attempting to start. Successfully started. Alright. So let's go ahead and kill that process and throw a new one out there. Alright, so let's take a look. We are going to so this should take 1 minute and then it will restart both of the services. It's like, this is how you fix leaky WordPress sites. You have them restart themselves every 12 hours. You forget it ever existed. Whatever happened to the actual clock in the bottom, right? You know, like, I guess we have to watch the freaking seconds here. Alright. It failed to restart is what it said. Let's see real quick here. It says it's running. So let's see why it failed. It said, failed to restart. If not, restart service. If, I guess we're gonna have to do like a wd thread.doze here, for like, doze for long enough, like, 2 seconds or something, to wait for this thing to actually do what it's supposed to. Alright, and we'll just go back and put this on 12 hours, because I think we're finished here. Alright, we'll build this, throw it back out there, and we'll call it good. Alright, we got that built, so let's chuck it out on the server. And start it running, and then we can forget this crap ever existed. That's the idea with a lot of server development, is you just write things so that they don't bug you ever again, so you can forget everything that happened. Alright, so it's just gonna keep going. Let's make sure that we didn't fat finger something and have this thing restart perpetually. So we're just waiting, make sure that it's not just going to restart itself over and over again or do something really stupid. You know, the basics. Looks good. Alright. So what we can do is we can quit all this garbage. We can add all of our files to Perforce. So we've now got our site monitor up and running, so that site's not going to be all angry at us and crashing and hating life. Alright, so we've got that, and we've emailed people to tell them what the hell is going on with the site and all that. So what else are we going to do? I need to install some WordPress plugins on this stuff. Let's see. So we need to get the plugins going here. That's not really something I guess I should do on stream. So what I'm gonna do, let me see, is there any real reason to do too much of this on stream? Let's see. Well, I need the plugin for the SSH stuff. So let's go ahead and download that. Well, maybe I already have it. I usually already do have all these sorts of site resources nicely saved. So let's see, it should be online, ID Castle, no, online. Is it resources? Where is all this stuff? Yeah, okay, so it's WordPress, plugins, and it looks like we don't have this plugin downloaded for us, so we're gonna have to download it manually. So yeah, sorry, I'm not going to show everything that I'm doing here because it's a little bit sensitive information. But what I got to do is to get a WordPress plugin up on here, I'm having to update it. Just download the plugin zip file, unzip it, upload it into the plugins directory. I'm actually fixing it so we can do it over the admin site. So that's for the dev blog, and then we need the game blog. Because WordPress is just super fun and I don't know how to use it very well. And we did things like we set up our kind of how you like to set up servers is we set it up so like people come in and they hit like a load balancer, which actually then hits the server. So like when you go to like a website, you don't actually talk to the server directly. Like this is the actual web server in the back there. So like no public person can actually go to this site ever, just the load balancer. And load balancer does like all the actual negotiations. And we don't even control this. This is like an Amazon load balancer, so we don't have to worry about a lot of security issues because nobody talks to us. I mean, you still have to worry about security issues, but it's not as crazy as it could be. Alright, so let's get this plugin working here. So activate the SSH plugin. And that's the Dashkin dev site, so we need to go to the Dashkin game site and get that one working as well. Alright, so let's go to the game site and update something. Well, that didn't work. Alright, well, I'll mess around with all that stuff later. I should do something interesting. I wonder if it's that I don't have the I don't have it writable. Let's see, so cd data log site. Alright, well, I am not sure. I'll have to poke around to that stuff later to see exactly why the updater stuff is not doing what we want. Fun times with messing with servers. Alright, well, let's close out of a lot of this stuff. And why don't we do something that's productive? So what should I work on? Well, we have a few things to do. So let's pop open Unreal. We're gonna have to change my stuff. So we're doing our we're not going to be working on server stuff at the moment. We're going to be getting back to some Unreal stuff. So I need to set the width of the collision boxes properly. Right now, the collision boxes for our entities are way too big. So that's controlled inside of the editor import for these things. So I think it's this like Dashkin, is it texture tool, which has got all the stuff in it. So inside of Unreal we have our flipbook factory, I'm pretty sure, and we're creating our extents here. Let's see, we're making our rectangles. So our size and our position and all that stuff. Did I make this 400? Is that was the yeah, there's a lot of 400s on the code base. So it's like a paper sprite.cpp or something. Yeah, here it is, collision thickness. So paper 2D has all this stuff like, Jesus Christ, can you stop searching? We don't need any of this. Paper sprite itself actually defines this collision thickness, which is how thick the sprite is in terms of its geometry, and it's set normally to like something small or whatever, but we need it even smaller. We're going to set it to 1. And when I re-import like fatsack or something like that, I should be able to do that. So let's make sure we can re-import fatsack, actually. So we all synced up. Looks like we are. So let's grab fatsack, export him and his animations. Let's make sure we got all that. His characters, we got fatsack. We'll just make sure we clear out our import folders. Go our art folder, pull him up. So characters, fatsack. And what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to export all of his animations. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's export all animations and do it. So we should see his animations start to fill up here. And we're still building our editor, so we're doing all the things at the moment. We're rendering, we're compiling, we're just going to be doing work. Alright, so we've got all of our exports. Let's just double check them real quick. Like we should have emissives for our dig, which we do. Alright, cool. And we're done building this. So let's pop up our editor and re-import fatsack. And let's make sure that the thickness for fatsack is set properly. And the reason for setting the thickness is now we're at the point where we can have 3D objects and shadows and stuff like that on our characters, and the collisions, like just our dudes were like 400 units wide, which is really huge. So we're getting some massive issues with the collision on them. Basically not being able to put him on a rock that we need to cast a shadow on because he's too fat. So we'll get fatsack in there, export that, and it should be good. And I think Adam later today is going to be doing a bit of the rest. So to import a character, right now basically we run without source control for a second. We do our character importer tool. So we're going to import fatsack and basically make everything writable. I'm just going to import all of our sprites and all that stuff. I can watch the log here. So it has to update all the textures. Alright, and we're going to make all these writable. We're going to do a reconcile after this is all done. Alright, so if we go to FatSack, let's see. This is what we got right now. So let's show the collision. So we can see now he's super thin, which is what we want. So excellent. That is done. So we're gonna reconnect to source control. Well, we'll basically just do our dance here of going to our content folder for our character, and we'll reconcile that. And then we can reconnect to source control. There we go. We are good to go. So let's go ahead and exit. So let's get that guy submitted. So this is eng fixed character widths on import. So later today, Adam can mess around with Bitey and get shadows working properly on 3D objects. Cool. Not too crazy. So we got that nailed down. So let's see if we have plugins here. Let me see if this actually works. Still kind of messing with the website. So let's see if I can just update this. Oh, it totally works. Alright, so we did fix the update stuff. So update now. SSH2. Proceed. Excellent. Alright, cool. So we have successfully upgraded our WordPress blogs and all that fun stuff. Which is always the best, you know. Updating WordPress is just, that's what gets everybody going. That's what I like to do on the weekends. I'm just like, you know what it's time to do? It's time to update WordPress. And then I just go kill myself because life sucks. Alright, so we have fixed that. So next thing is I have this YouTube uploader tool, and I need to write instructions for Adam on how to use it and package it up and send it to him. So why don't we do that? So one of the things I do is I have a maybe I can show this off a little bit. But for my different series, I've got folders here, like for Dashkin Dev, I've got stuff set up so I can, you know, just nicely get stuff packaged up. And I just have like a batch file that I can run, and it uploads everything to YouTube, injects the thumbnail names and everything like that into everything, and all that kind of cool stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little example, because Adam was interested in throwing stuff on on YouTube as well. So let's see, we want to go to our Scratch directory. Let's go to a new folder. Let's call it YouTube example. And we're going to see example series. And I'll just throw these things over here. Alright, so I'm just going to say this is a description file. Fill it out, and your video will have this text up here below it. Alright, series is going to be your name, your playlist, this will be ... path to series / description. I think we can just do those tags. Description seconds, and this will be ... path to your series. This will be ... path to your channel key. He's gonna have to make a channel key for this. ... path to series. Path to font. Your name. Your playlist. And he'll be able to copy paste this stuff and use it. So playlist, this will be your playlist. And this is just some housekeeping stuff, and a lot of this, hey, you said you're streaming game development. Like, well, yeah, this is game development. This is helping out your fellow compatriots so they can be more effective. And I'll need my upload to YouTube shell script as well, or batch script in here as well. So working on games is not always working on games. Sometimes it's just doing random crap because you have to. And I'm gonna need an actual copy of the Java tools that I can send him. So we'll actually need a built runnable. So what is it's like DPIO for the scripts. Let's see, let's go to our build scripts and copy something out of that. Let's see, build, Unreal, build and publish. Yeah, DPIO. This is example series, so it's series file is ... path to your series file. And I'll make a little readme readme.txt. In order to use this, you need Java on your path, open command line, and run Java -version to confirm. You need, God, what's the program that I'm using? It's like MP4 box. And make sure MP4 box is on your path. Edit the series files and configs. Create your own YouTube channel key. Actually, I think I need my own channel. He needs to make his own channel key. Alright, and if he's got all that, then he should be able to do it. So let's send that off to Adam, and he should be able to upload all the nice YouTube videos once following a simple 200,000 step process. You know, simple stuff. And S3 is just one of the best ways to transfer files, because you can give people secure links. So HTTPS, expire at a certain time. And we can just email them the link. Alright. Alright, cool. So we've sent that off, and we have all that rolling along. Just going down the list of what I need to do. And updating my work journal. Alright, so what we need to work on now, we need to work on our camera lead, so I'm going to update that for camera 2D camera velocity lead. 2D camera adjustments. So we'll start working on the camera stuff here in just a bit. I'm going to need to take a very short break, and then I'll be back. And then we'll get back into the camera stuff that we were working on yesterday. We need to get the camera leading the player nicely. And I'm definitely feeling a lot better today than I was yesterday. Yesterday was just blah. So that's what we'll be working on.